Day 19 of the Radio Free Skaro Fluid Links Advent Calendar. Lissel Burl. I never know how to. I see this one on Twitter. The Twitter handle LISL. LISL. Is it from Brazil? Probably not. Anyway, they ask which doctor would deal best with social distance due to pandemic, and what sort of trouble would the others get into if in self-isolation? So doctors. So the doctors basically have to say
Hartnell.
What do you think? Hartnell?
War doctor. He'd do great with social isolation.
Which one would? Sorry, Warren.
The war doctor.
Yeah,
Probably actually. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's focus. Let's see. Let's go through the doctors because Hartnell, you're in quarantine. Would he be happy about that? Think so? Like social distance?
He'd put up with it, I think.
Like stay away from me?
but I think he'd do the social distancing well.
Yeah. I think don't touch me. Come on. Unless you're my granddaughter, because we're in a cohort basically. Like we can do this. You though, Chesterman, whatever your name is, over there. Stay away from me. Yeah.
Chesterfield on the Chesterfield.
Yep, exactly. That's what it's for, and that's where you should be, and wear a mask. So I could totally see Hartnell that. Troughton, what about Troughton? Do you think he...
No.
I think his personality wouldn't let himself do it, but he's normally in a base under siege, so he's kind of self-isolated anyway.
I don't know. Well, he's isolated with other people. Like, that's the thing.
Right. But if they're his pod, he's okay.
I don't think they are, though.
Yeah, I don't think Troughton could handle it.
I don't think he could.
That's a little iffy, I agree.
He's too social. He's too gregarious and all that.
I agree. Just like Pert. I think Pert...
I don't think Pert could either.
Pertwee would say he can do it,
right,
but not actually follow through.
He'd go to a restaurant. He would be the kind of guy who'd go to a restaurant.
he would too. They're right. Pertwee would be in a restaurant.
Pertwee might even be an anti-masker.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's a pretty dangerous accusation you're throwing around there, Chris. I could see it though. Yeah,
I adore Pertwee's doctor.
I do too, but I could totally see it. Like I don't.
Yeah. I don't see him playing nice.
No. You see him
And not
complaining
being
about the
social.
government.
He's a very social doctor.
Yeah, like why is this guy in the bowler hat telling me to wear a mask? I am enjoying this nice wine and this gorgonzola cheese. Thank you very much.
He would be very, very against Boris Johnson. I think.
What I find funny about him, by the way, as an aside, is that he's the most gourmand of the doctors, and yet he is in the worst time for food there's ever been. Britain in the 1970s.
That's true. Yeah, I know. Maybe that's why
everything is bad gelatin.
Yeah. So okay, so
Tom Baker's doctor is going to run around offering everybody jelly babies. So social distancing, not
that
his
is
thing.
oh my god,
I don't see it happening.
He's a super spreader. Tom Baker's a super spreader when it comes to the pandemic. Peter Davison, what about P Diddy?
Nope, too many people in the TARDIS already.
I agree.
I
agree. Yeah, he's never alone.
Yeah,
he's never alone.
There's too many people for it to be a viable pod or cohort.
Yeah.
As some are saying.
Definitely.
Seabanks could totally do it, I think. Totally. Because he's so acerbic to begin with. He'd just pout in the TARDIS.
He might want to be social, but he'd scare the people off.
Exactly.
To help maintain social distancing.
Oh, I see. Kind of like a defense mechanism in a way.
Well, I don't think it's a defense mechanism. I think it's just a byproduct.
Oh, okay. Is anybody? Well, I suppose that'd be as good at it. What about Sylvester McCoy, Seventh Doc? 7.
I don't see it. No. He's too clowny. He'd have to entertain people, which means they have to be in front of him. Or he'd have a Zoom clown session.
I don't know. He gets brooding though. He gets broody towards the end there, where he sort of like goes off on his own. You know, like go to sleep, Ace. I'm wandering around the alleyways looking for the hand of Omega. I feel like he's
maybe
talking to Jeffrey from Fresh Prince.
But he's always meeting people and talking to him, and that's not a good sign for yourself.
That's a good point. What about Eighth Doctor? I mean, he was in the hospital.
Well, he's mostly isolated to audio, so...
That's actually, McGann is the pandemic doctor. I mean, let's face it.
And then he's stuck with a sisterhood of Karn before he dies.
Yeah, so I think he'd be able... Here's the thing. I think he's probably the perfect one because he is... or maybe the worst one because he's Paul McGann. You want him to talk to people and be around because you want to be around Paul McGann, let me tell you. But he can't, but he's also perfect at being isolated. He's like he's a paradox in a way. War Doctor, you said yes, obviously, because he
guaranteed
just wanders around the vast wilderness of Gallifrey with a big box in his rucksack. Eccleston, definitely, right? I don't know, actually.
No, because he's recovering from being the War Doctor.
Yeah,
he's damaged enough. He might not want to be around people.
Yeah.
but also he's trying to claw his way back a bit, and so that's tough.
I see like the Ninth Doctor is kind of like a lot of people once like we're all sort of vaccinated, and they're like, have you been vaccinated? I kind of want to give you a hug, but I also really don't want to because I'm terrified. I'm just gonna huddle in the corner here and cry and stuff, and yeah. Tennant, no way.
Not a chance in hell.
And
Smith, no way in hell.
Whoa, no. Smith is 100% social distance, I think.
I don't think he is at all.
I think
he's too wavy handy, has to be up in everybody's face.
That's true, actually. Well, I mean, because he's the one that actually has gone like several centuries just on his own.
But on his own was true, but also he was several centuries on his own in a village with a bunch of people around him.
That's true. Let's agree on this, though. Peter Capaldi 100% could do it. He spent 4.7 billion years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically.
I mean, he does it. You're right.
He does it. He is so... Heaven Sent is the perfect episode for the pandemic because everyone is like, you could almost shoot that thing in the pandemic. They kind of wasted that episode in 2015. They should have saved it for now because then he's like, well, we have only one person and he's wearing a giant veil and we don't have to worry about him. And then they shoot outdoors where it's a lot safer, and you can talk to a kid who's probably not going to transmit it. So really, Heaven Sent is the perfect pandemic episode. I don't feel like Jodie Whittaker would be a good at social distancing, but
no, she likes the fam. She loves meeting new people and doing new stuff. I can't see it.
The irony, of course,
she's being in distance right now in the prison. So
is that she's going to be completely distanced from people, apart from, of course, one, and that's Yasmin.
What about the Joe Martin Doctor, though?
Joe Martin has spent most of her time, I think, being away from other people.
That's right. She was not the Doctor because she was chameleon arched, and she was also in a lighthouse, which is very socially distant. So.
Yeah, but she didn't know she was the Doctor when she was with Lee, and then she,
I don't think that counts. Do you?
No, I don't at all.
She still was.
No. Once she was the Doctor, it's like, what are you doing on my ship? Why are you speaking here? I have a gun. It's not real. Just let me handle this thing. Just get away from me. I think Joe Martin Doctor would be on her own quite nicely. It would be funny.
So
she would do a lot better than Whittaker's.
Oh yeah, it'd be funny. It'd be funny having Joe Martin's Doctor meet Peter Capaldi's Doctor, and it's just like, how far away can they stay apart from each other? And the answer is very far.